What's up, guys? Welcome to the Real Ugly Truth. If you can, do me a favor, right down below to your right, there's a red button. Hit that subscribe button. If you want, like it, share it, whatever you want to do. The other day, Michelle Obama gave a speech. Nice speech, beautiful speech. And one of the things that she said just stuck out to me, bugged the shit out of me. And here it is. I'm going to let you listen to it real quick, and I'll explain why it's a problem.
Stating the simple fact that a Black Lives Matter is still met with derision from the nation's highest office.
First thing I thought was, what the hell is derision? So I looked it up, okay? Because I wanted to see, what is she talking about? I was like, derision? What's that? And here's what it means. Contemptuous, ridicule, or mockery. So I'm like, okay. Black Lives Matter is not, it's changed to a different thing, okay? Saying Black Lives Matter, yeah, of course Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. And some people want to say all lives matter. And then people want to argue about why Black Lives Matter. You don't get it. Black lives have not mattered in the past. That's why we're saying Black Lives Matter. By saying Black Lives Matter, we're not saying that white lives don't matter. We're not saying that all lives don't matter. We're not saying that blue lives don't matter. We're just saying Black Lives Matter. But here's the problem. The three women that started this company, this organization, Black Lives Matter, it's probably the most genius thing you could do. Name it Black Lives Matter. That way, if you say, I don't like Black Lives Matter, it's like you're saying, I don't like black people. When it's not. It's not saying that at all. It's saying that I don't like this organization that was started, which some people know, some people don't know, but it started by these three women, and actually it had nothing to do with men being brutalized by the police. Actually, if you go into their website and you look it up, and you read her story instead of her story, you look it up and it says that black men have been the only ones that have been benefited from this whole thing, benefited from like these movements and everything, that now black men are doing good, but black women are not doing good, transgenders are not doing good, black transgenders, black lesbians. It's basically all about women, okay? But then when the Trayvon Martin thing happened, it was like, oh, here we go. Here we have an opportunity. So now it's totally turned into from black women wanting to get boosted up and make their lives matter. It's turned into police brutality. And it's a good way to move this organization's real motive, which is that they're Marxist. Now, if you want to know what Marxist is, or here, listen to this video. Listen to this video real quick. If you haven't heard one of the founders of Black Lives Matter say that they're a Marxist, here's a little bit of proof.
Is that we actually do have an ideological frame. Myself and Alicia in particular are trained organizers. We are trained Marxists.
Trained Marxist. Now, if you're wondering, what does Marxist mean, or Marxism? Okay, well, here's a definition. You can read it. I don't read too good, but here we go. A political and economic theory of social organization which advocates that means of production, distribution, and exchange should be owned or regulated by the community as a whole. In Marxist theory, a transitional social state between the overthrow of capitalism, probably the only successful thing that's happened as a government ideology is capitalism. It's worked in Rome, it's worked here, it's worked in a lot of different places. Look it up. So, and the realization of communism. And you got to think, why is communism such a scary word? Just look at the countries that have it and what happens with them. If there wasn't any proof of why Marxism doesn't work and why communism doesn't work, then I can understand why, if you're a person that's the person at the bottom level, you're the person with the broom sweeping, and then you go, oh, wait a second. These people are saying, hey, join our group. Because what we believe is that nobody should own this. Everybody should own it. So they describe like a factory. Nobody should own this factory. Everybody should own this factory. From the guy sweeping the floor to the guy handling the day-to-day operation to the guy that's running everything, no matter how smart you are, no matter how much you work towards a goal, it doesn't matter. Everybody owns it. So then the little guy's like, man, that sounds good. The guy that wasn't born with the natural ability to have this, that's not very smart, because people were born with good genetics, bad genetics. So if you're that guy that kind of got dealt a bad hand, this sounds great. And that's okay. It sounds great. And then you go, okay, let's make it an even playing field. Let's do communism. Let's try it out. Let's see how that works. Let's believe in this theory. Done. It's been done. If you have been around at all, you know they're not doing good. You know those people are not doing good. If you're somebody from there, if you have family from there, or if you have talked to somebody that has family, however you have heard about it, read about it, learned about it, you know they're not doing good. So why would anybody want to continue this agenda? And the reason is because they think, well, they messed up doing this, and you need to do it correctly. If we do it correctly, then it'll all change. Really? Like Venezuela? Kind of like how they started it, and then they went, oh, let's do it correctly. What they want to do is say, let's be like Canada. Let's do it like Canada. But people aren't rushing to Canada. People aren't going in flood. I think it's like 40% tax there. People are not running in droves. And it's not a communist. It's socialist. So if you look up socialism versus communism, there's a difference. But socialism is the beginning of communism, but it isn't communism. It's shared wealth. People that are really wealthy share the wealth with the people that are less wealthy. But it's not where there's a restaurant and everybody owns it, because what happens is everybody doesn't own it. The government owns it. That's what happens. If you look at Castro came in and took everybody's property, all your businesses, and said, listen, now it's the people's. But somehow the people couldn't even go to a lot of those places that were tourist areas. Their own people couldn't visit there. They kept them out because they didn't want the tourists to have to be inconvenienced by the locals. The locals that are trying to sell them stuff, trying to make an extra buck, because they're starving. And that goes the same with all these other countries. They're starving. These people have black markets that they have to go, and they could die for going there and just to get food for their family. And that's the issue. Let's listen to Michelle Obama. The other thing that she said. She said something else in her speech that's funny too. With their whole, let's go high. When they go low, we go high. I don't know who's out there going low, but we'll see.
Else. Going high does not mean putting on a smile and saying nice things when confronted by viciousness and cruelty.
Doesn't? Oh, watch out. How do you like that? Oh. How do you like that? Just because of what? You racist?
Going high means taking the harder path. It means scraping and clawing our way to that
like
mountaintop.
Hey, there's that mountaintop.
Don't record it!
Hey, don't record it!
Everyone else is recording it.
Don't record it. Hey, don't record it. That's what they say. If you watch all these videos, don't record it. Hey, don't do that. Because then they might have proof. Because what these people are doing that are out there, that was the Black Lives Matter movement. That is supposed to be this huge positive movement. Right? That was them pushing their agenda and doing way worse than what they say the cops are doing nowadays. Now they've become, like a lot of people have said, I've watched Rogan, I've watched a bunch of different people, and like they say, they're doing what what they're trying to protest against. Now they have these little areas that are blocked off. They're having the ability to be in there. And if they feel like it, they'll beat the living shit out of you. Or if you do something that they don't like, they're going to hold you like this guy. The guy that had the truck. I don't know, man. We better wisen up. We better figure something out because it's headed into a bad direction. You got the biggest movement right now who is openly saying that they're Marxist and that's their agenda. Openly saying it. And then we still have Michelle Obama saying that because Trump's not for Black Lives Matter, the organization, the movement, because he's saying that and because other people are saying that, now you're racist. You're racist if you think that. What's funny is all these police brutalities that they mentioned that if you watch the whole interview, she talks about Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. You can take all of them. Not once was there any proof of racism because they're black and the other person's white. Now it's a racist act. Now, you no longer need any kind of proof for it to be racist. You just need to be the color. Isn't that racist? So, for those of you that haven't seen the whole video, I'm gonna play it right now. You see that what I showed at the beginning? There she goes. It's hate, man. Hate. Look at it. Look at it. There's a guy, they pulled him out, they got him out of the vehicle, they hit him a few times. He's bleeding on the side of his head. They got him surrounded, don't move. They don't want his ass to move. Look at nobody, nobody saw that. Hey, wait. He gets kicked in the head and he can't stand up. Get back down. Guy has a baton. Watch, he puts it away right now. They got this guy surrounded. And they're going to bring justice to him. Listen to all these people say the N-word. Look at this guy in the security outfit.
Hey, stop doing shit! Dumb motherfucker, stop doing shit! That's what I mean, nigga. Hey, don't reach inside your truck. Back up, bro. Back up.
Yeah, the security. Now they're their own self-proclaimed security.
Sit down. Sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down. No. Back the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Look, slammed on the ground. You're guilty before proven innocent. All you got to do is disagree with these people. That guy in the security with the little puffball in the back, he's whiter than most white people I know. And he's saying the N-word every couple seconds. That's good. That's all right. Keep your hands where I can see them. Now they're police. Untrained police officers policing the streets.
Yeah, who the fuck is you, my nigga?
Yeah, I'm an older guy. I'm just
trying to get my homie home. Get the fuck out of here. Shut your ass up.
Yo, get the fuck out of here. Shut your ass up.
So the cops come, nigga.
Where the fuck is your keys? Nigga, I'm gonna shock you, nigga.
Oh!
Where's your wife?
She's right there.
Right where?
Right there.
Right where?
Why do you want to know where the wife is?
She's trying to call me. I'm sorry. Where the fuck is she at? I'm sorry. She's trying to call me. Where's she at? She's trying to call me. Can I answer it?
Answer with
Now he has to ask permission. Look at it.
bitch. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? That's on me, nigga.
Well, you can just say that N-word as much as you want. It's all right. At a rally that they're talking about racism. Listen, fight. So they all scatter. Watch this. BAM! It's the security guard. If you didn't notice, that was the security guard. That's them policing it.
Get him out of the
That's how they police.
Get him out of the fucking street.
Guy could have got run over, killed. Luckily, these couple people are trying to help him. All this racism's gotta stop. As he's yelling the N-word over and over again.
Keep him on the side. He's breathing out his mouth.
You okay?
Keep him on the side.
Yeah.
He's breathing. Turn him on the side. His neck is not broken. Turn him on the side.
Nigga, wake his ass up. You see that?
There we go.
Untrained. They're all untrained. They have no clue what they're doing. The guy didn't have a seizure. They're turning him on his side. Untrained. Uneducated. These people don't have a clue. And they're out there doing this. They're out there beating the shit out of people, taking over streets and cities. But when Trump, and I'm not big, I'm not the Trump guy. I'm not the guy that's like, I don't care what Trump does. Somebody said that he said I could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and I could still get elected. Not true. If that guy's guilty of these things that they're accusing all these people like the Clintons and Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and all that stuff, if they had proof that that guy was some kind of child molester, no, I don't love Trump. The reason he got in office is because people are sick of this shit. They're sick of the politicians in general, just politicians in general, all the way across the board. They're greedy asses doing nothing. Joe Biden doing nothing. Kamala Harris doing nothing. All these people doing nothing but sucking the economy dry and letting people that have an agenda against this country inch by inch keep moving closer to the goal. And if you think it's impossible for our country to totally flip around and become a dictatorship with a big government, you're an idiot. If you think that that's just not possible, if you think that we're just too set in our ways, wait and see. Because I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be getting on a boat. I'm going to be rowing, and I'm going to be fleeing from here with my family. If it ever becomes something like the Castro administration, the Putins, the Uns, if it's ever anything like that, it's going to be sad, man. We're one of the greatest countries to ever exist, with some bad history that has become totally turned around, and now anybody can benefit from this country. And if you are in Mississippi or Alabama and it's not the best place, let's get up and move. Forget about those people. Forget about those racist pieces of shit. If they're really racist and they have a bad, and you're not thriving in your community, leave that community. Leave that community. If I was you're not a tree. If I was somewhere that I was surrounded by people that weren't allowing me to thrive, or I felt like they were holding me back, I'm going to leave. I'll walk to the next state. I'll do whatever I got to do. I'll sleep in the streets until I get a job and move on. Tell somebody, go to there. There's so many programs, so many things that are already put in place for people that are doing bad to get up and do better. Now, if you want to complain and you want to say, it's not easy. Fuck, no, it's not easy. It's not easy to do anything that means something. Is it easier if you live in a community that just, you walk outside and people are hanging out on the porch of that abandoned house, you go over next door and it feels good because you got company, and now you're having some drinks and you're hanging out, and now your day's a little bit better. You don't have a job, you got something to eat, you're on food stamps, you're on welfare, you got the bare minimum, but you got that alcohol or you got those drugs to make you feel better to get by through your day. Is it easy to not do that? No, it's not easy, because that's comforting. That's like a blanket that you put on. It's a nice, comfortable blanket. You got to get out of that blanket, and you got to go to somewhere that will let you thrive, or do something that will make you thrive. There's no way that you could sit there and think that that it's going to be easy, man. That's what that is it. And then they go, well, people have an easier head start. Yeah, people do have an easier head start. Some people weren't born into families that their father molested them or their stepfather molested them. Or some people, and then those people have to deal with those problems, move on, and try to make it in life without constantly thinking about the fact that they were raped and have those nightmares and those dreams. And they got to move on. Was it easy? Is it fair that that person had that happen to them, and then this nice family right next door didn't have that happen to them, and those kids are fine and they grow up? No, it's not fair. It's not fair that we were born in the United States and we have all this opportunity where in other countries, they're just trying to get a piece of bread. Is that fair? Is that fair that those people over there that don't have a way to get over here because they're not connected by Mexico, or they're not connected, or they're not close enough to float over from Cuba, or they're not close enough from Venezuela and Guatemala, is it fair to them that they weren't born in this country? No, it wasn't fair. It isn't fair. Just like it's not fair for the person right next door that has a good family and was lucky enough to be born in that good family, and the person right next to them is getting molested, and their self-esteem is gone, they're living a horrible, horrible life, and most likely they won't go on to do great things, and that opportunity was taken from them by somebody. Okay? Just like black people did have, when they were brought over here, they didn't have the choice to be successful. There was no, oh, I could be successful. Was that fair? No, it wasn't fair. That doesn't mean that we now, when we have all these laws in place and all these rules in place, that we're going to go and completely flip what actually does work about this country and change it. Listen, I'm rambling at this point. If you can, again, hit that subscribe button and check out my next video. All right, thanks. You guys have a good day.